What are the top 5 exotic heavy weapons in Season of the Lost? In today's video, I will discuss what I believe to be the 5 best exotic heavy weapons in the current season, which is Season of the Lost. Jumping into the number 1 exotic heavy weapon of the season, this shouldn't be a surprise. I am going with 1000 Voices. 1K is extremely powerful this season for a few reasons. Firstly, fusion rifles overall saw major changes, and with these changes, 1K received a bit of a damage buff. Secondly, in the current season we have a new artifact mod called Particle Deconstruction. Particle Deconstruction causes fusions and linear fusions to do bonus damage and can stack up to 5 times. Another reason why I have 1K at the top of my list is because it is a fairly easy weapon to use. Well, it can't hit crit damage, so aiming it is quite simple. You can also get all of the shots out fairly quickly because while shooting a shot, you can start charging the next shot, shoot out another, making it very easy to get through all of the ammo. And lastly, with 1K, you can also stun unstoppable champions because this season we have Unstoppable Fusion Rifle. Next up, this may be a bit of a surprise, but I have Anarchy. Yes, Anarchy received some nerfs when the season started, reducing its reserves from 26 to 16, and reducing its boss damage by 30%. But the one thing that made Anarchy strong still exists, which is you can do constant damage while in complete safety behind cover. Another thing that makes Anarchy so powerful is that you can use it as an AoE weapon, where you shoot either one or many Anarchies on the ground to keep enemies away. Yes, you might not be doing as much damage to bosses as you were before, but you can still pair it with another weapon, aka a fusion rifle this season, and do a ton of damage. Now, number 3 on my list is Lament. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about Lament because it was nerfed a few times, and to be completely honest, it was just overused during the first season of Beyond Light. Literally for that entire season, everything was built around swords. Now a few seasons later, I feel like most people have forgotten about Lament, but it's still ridiculously strong. You could easily argue that Lament is more powerful than Anarchy and 1K, but the reason why I only have it at number 3 is because it's extremely risky in proper endgame. You really don't want to take a sword into, say, a Master Vault of Glass, or even a Grandmaster Nightfall. But again, it doesn't take away from the fact that Lament does an insane amount of damage, and it has endless ammo. At number 4, I have Deathbringer. Rockets overall still feel lacking, but Bungie has given them multiple buffs which has finally brought them out of the shadows. Deathbringer really started to shine once it received its catalyst, becoming, in my opinion, the most powerful rocket launcher in the game. And when it comes to total damage, Deathbringer could easily be at the top, but because you can only fire one rocket at a time and then you are forced to reload, it just takes so much time to get through all of your rockets. So if you were looking for a quick boss melt, this is probably not your go-to weapon. This is the reason why I have it all the way down at 4, but it is still very strong in every aspect of the game, including raids and nightfalls. And finally, at number 5, I have Sleeper Simulant. Now some of you might be thinking, wow, why is Sleeper last when it does more damage per shot than 1K? Well, that is an easy answer, and it's because with Sleeper you can't miss. You have to hit a crit shot because if you don't, you are either doing 0 damage or an insane amount less with a body shot, making this weapon significantly harder to use. Now, some bosses in Destiny stand completely still, and Sleeper works perfectly fine here. But you also have bosses like Atheon or the Kel Echo, which constantly move their crits, making hitting consistent crits almost impossible. This is why I have Sleeper at number 5. But as long as you are hitting your crits, Sleeper's total damage is absolutely insane. And that is my top 5 heavy exotics for Season of the Lost.